The train rolled into Windy Creek Station just past noon, its arrival breaking the silence of the deserted platform. The only sound was the distant barking of a stray dog near the tracks. Dust swirled in the breeze, dancing in the afternoon light. No one was there to greet the train. The station felt forgotten, wrapped in a stillness that seemed to echo. As the train's doors opened, a young woman stepped out. Her dress, once white, was stained with mud. Her hair was tangled, caught by the chilly wind. She clutched a piece of paper tightly, her name, Evelyn Hart, written on it. She looked around, her eyes filled with fear and uncertainty. She seemed lost, a stranger in this quiet town. Her steps faltered on the platform, legs weak and unsteady. The paper trembled in her grip. She appeared to want to flee but was trapped by her own exhaustion. Her gaze swept the empty station, seeking familiarity. But there was only one figure present. Sam Calloway stood at a distance, a rancher known for his quiet demeanor. He was there to collect feed for his animals. But his attention was drawn to the young woman. She seemed in need of help and he felt a pull to approach her. As Evelyn attempted another step, her strength failed her. She crumpled to the platform. Her body hit the wooden boards with a soft thud, her eyes staring blankly at the sky. The paper fell from her hand, landing beside her. Sam acted without hesitation. He moved toward her, his boots making soft sounds on the platform. The stray dog lifted its head, watching him intently. Sam knelt beside Evelyn, touching her shoulder gently. Her skin was cold, her face pale. Her eyes met his, filled with fear and vulnerability. He spoke softly, offering comfort without words. He understood her distress and knew she needed help. Without delay, Sam lifted Evelyn into his arms. She was light and fragile. He carried her effortlessly. The paper she had dropped was left behind, fluttering in the breeze. Ignoring curious glances from the train conductor and station master, Sam focused on getting Evelyn to safety. She needed warmth and care, and his ranch was nearby. He placed her gently in his wagon, covering her with a blanket for warmth. Once Evelyn was settled, Sam took the reins and directed the horses away from the station. He glanced at Evelyn, her eyes closed, her breathing shallow but steady. He felt a responsibility for her, despite knowing nothing about her. The road to Sam's ranch was bumpy, the wagon jolting over uneven ground. The wind rustled the trees lining their path. Sam maintained a steady pace, eager to reach the safety of home. He lived alone since his parents' passing, and the ranch was quiet. But now he was bringing a stranger into his world. As the ranch came into view, Sam felt a mix of curiosity and uncertainty about Evelyn. He wondered what had brought her to Windy Creek, but knew better than to ask too many questions. She needed shelter and rest, and he would provide that. The rest could wait. The ranch appeared, a simple house with animals grazing nearby. Sam stopped the wagon in front of the house. He got down and lifted Evelyn again. She stirred slightly, eyes fluttering before closing. He carried her inside, the warmth of the house surrounding them. Sam placed Evelyn in the spare room, laying her on the bed. He covered her with a quilt, tucking it around her. She looked peaceful, her face relaxed. Sam watched her briefly, then left to let her rest. He returned to the wagon to collect his forgotten feed. He noticed the piece of paper Evelyn had dropped, now in the wagon. He picked it up, curious. It was a train ticket, but the name was not hers. This puzzled him, but he set it aside. Inside, Sam sat by the fire, thinking about the day. He glanced at the paper, noting the words on the back. Don't trust him. The message was vague but ominous. Sam felt uneasy but pushed it aside. Evelyn needed rest, and he would help her. As the fire crackled softly, Sam resolved to offer Evelyn a safe place. He wouldn't pry into her past, but would be there if she needed to talk. For now, the quiet of the ranch offered peace in an uncertain world. The night settled in, stars filling the sky. Sam checked on Evelyn before going to bed. She slept soundly, breathing steady. Sam felt calm, knowing he had done what he could. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. But for now, there was quiet and hope for a better day. The train pulled into Windy Creek Station just after noon. The sound of the brakes echoed in the empty air. The station was quiet, except for a stray dog lying near the tracks. Dust danced in the wind, moving across the deserted platform. No one was there to welcome the train. The small town seemed asleep, with only the sound of the wind keeping it company. As the train came to a stop, the doors opened. A young woman stepped out. Her dress was white but stained with mud. Her hair was messy, blowing in the cold wind. She held a piece of paper tightly in her hand. Her name was Evelyn Hart. She looked around, her eyes wide with fear and confusion. She seemed out of place in this quiet, dusty town. Evelyn took a few steps on the platform. Her legs felt weak. She stumbled, trying to keep her balance. The paper in her hand fluttered as she moved. Her face showed panic, and she looked like she wanted to run but had nowhere to go. Her eyes scanned the empty station, hoping to find someone or something familiar. But there was only one person there. Sam Calloway stood a little distance away. He was a rancher, known in town for his quiet nature. He had come to the station to pick up a shipment of feed for his animals. But now he watched the young woman with concern. She looked like she needed help, and he felt a pull to go to her. As Evelyn tried to take another step, her strength gave out. She collapsed on the platform. Her body hit the wooden boards with a soft thud, and she lay still. Her eyes were open, staring at the sky. The piece of paper slipped from her fingers and landed next to her. Sam acted quickly. He moved towards her, his boots making soft sounds on the wooden platform. The stray dog lifted its head, watching him curiously. Sam kneeled beside Evelyn, gently touching her shoulder. Her skin felt cold, and he noticed how pale she was. Her eyes turned to look at him, full of fear and uncertainty. He spoke to her softly, trying to offer comfort without words. He understood she was in distress and needed help. Without hesitation, Sam carefully lifted Evelyn into his arms. She was light and fragile, and he carried her with ease. The paper she had dropped was left behind, fluttering slightly in the breeze. Sam ignored the few curious looks from the train's conductor and the station master. He focused on getting Evelyn to safety. She needed warmth and rest, and his ranch was not far. He carried her to his wagon, gently placing her on the seat. He covered her with a blanket he kept for cold days, hoping it would bring some warmth back to her. Once Evelyn was settled, Sam climbed into the wagon. He took the reins and guided the horses away from the station. As they moved, he glanced at Evelyn. Her eyes were closed now, and her breathing was shallow but steady. He felt a sense of responsibility for her, though he knew nothing about her. The path from the station to Sam's ranch was bumpy, the wagon jolting slightly over the uneven road. The wind continued to blow, rustling the trees that lined the path. Sam kept a steady pace, eager to reach the safety and warmth of his home. He had lived alone since his parents passed, and the ranch was a quiet place. But now he was bringing a stranger into his world. As they approached the ranch, Sam felt a mix of emotions. He was curious about Evelyn, wondering what had brought her to Windy Creek. But he knew better than to ask too many questions. She needed help, and that was enough for him. He would offer her shelter and a chance to rest. The rest could wait. The ranch came into view, a simple but sturdy house with a few animals grazing nearby. Sam pulled the wagon to a stop in front of the house. He got down and gently lifted Evelyn once more. She stirred slightly, her eyes fluttering open for a moment before closing again. He carried her inside, the warmth of the house wrapping around them like a comforting blanket. Sam placed Evelyn in the spare room, laying her gently on the bed. He covered her with a quilt, tucking it around her to keep the chill away. She looked peaceful in sleep, her face relaxed and free of the earlier panic. Sam watched her for a moment, then left the room to let her rest. He returned to the wagon to retrieve his forgotten feed. As he did, he noticed the piece of paper Evelyn had dropped. It lay on the wagon floor now, carried by the wind from the platform. He picked it up, curious about its significance. The paper was a train ticket, but the name printed on it was not Evelyn's. This puzzled him, but he set it aside for now. Back inside, Sam sat by the fire, thinking about the day's events. He glanced at the paper, noting the words scribbled on the back, "Don't trust him." The message was vague but filled with warning. Sam felt a sense of unease, but he pushed it aside. Evelyn needed rest, and he would help her find her footing. As the fire crackled softly, Sam resolved to offer Evelyn a safe place to stay. He would not pry into her past, but he would be there if she needed to talk. For now, the quiet of the ranch wrapped around them, offering a moment of peace in a world that seemed uncertain. The night settled in, stars appearing in the clear sky above. Sam checked on Evelyn once more before retiring to his own room. She slept soundly, the rise and fall of her chest steady and calm. Sam felt a sense of calm himself, knowing he had done what he could for her. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for now there was quiet and the hope of a better day. Evelyn slept through the night, undisturbed by the howling wind outside. The warmth of the quilt and the stillness of the room offered her a cocoon of safety. Sam had checked on her a few times, each time reassured by the gentle rise and fall of her breathing. The ranch was quiet, with only the occasional sound of animals stirring in the barn. As dawn broke, the first light crept through the windows, casting soft shadows on the wooden floors. Evelyn stirred, slowly waking from her deep sleep. Her eyes fluttered open, taking in the unfamiliar surroundings. The room was simple, with plain walls and a small dresser in the corner. A sense of calm washed over her, though she felt disoriented. Evelyn sat up, the events of the previous day slowly coming back to her. She remembered the train, the platform, and the man who had helped her. Her heart raced briefly at the memory of her panic, but she forced herself to breathe deeply. She was safe now, at least for the moment. She swung her legs over the side of the bed, feeling the cool floor beneath her feet. Her dress was still muddy and wrinkled, a reminder of her hurried escape. She looked around for her shoes, finding them neatly placed by the door. The small act of kindness brought a slight smile to her face. Evelyn stood and moved towards the door, curious to see where she was. She opened it quietly, stepping into a hallway that led to the main part of the house. The smell of coffee and something warm greeted her, leading her towards the kitchen. Sam was there, standing by the stove. He was making breakfast, the smell of eggs and bacon filling the air. He glanced up as Evelyn entered, offering her a nod and a small smile. He didn't say anything, letting her take her time to adjust. Evelyn hesitated at the doorway, unsure of what to do or say. But the warmth of the kitchen and Sam's calm presence put her at ease. She stepped inside, drawn by the promise of food and company. Her stomach growled softly, reminding her she hadn't eaten since the day before. Sam gestured towards the table where a plate was set out for her. Evelyn took a seat, grateful for the simple hospitality. She picked up the fork, feeling the weight of her journey easing slightly with each bite. Sam joined her at the table, his own plate in hand. They ate in silence for a few moments, the quiet punctuated only by the sound of cutlery on plates. Evelyn felt a sense of peace she hadn't experienced in days. She glanced at Sam, his calm demeanor soothing her nerves. She wondered about him, why he had helped her without asking for anything in return. Feeling a need to express her gratitude, Evelyn spoke, her voice soft but steady. She thanked him for his kindness, for bringing her to his home. Sam nodded, acknowledging her words with a gentle smile. He told her she was welcome to stay as long as she needed, his voice calm and reassuring. Evelyn relaxed a little more, feeling the weight of her past begin to lift. She knew she couldn't stay hidden forever, but for now she had a safe place to rest. She felt the need to explain her presence, to offer some piece of her story to the man who had shown her such kindness. She spoke slowly, choosing her words with care. She told Sam her real name, revealing that she was running from a man she was supposed to marry. The man had not been what he seemed, and she had feared for her safety. Her voice wavered slightly as she spoke, but she felt a sense of relief at sharing her burden. Sam listened without interrupting, his expression thoughtful. He didn't press for more details, respecting her need for privacy. Instead, he assured her that she was safe at the ranch, emphasizing that she could take her time to decide her next steps. His words were like a balm to her frayed nerves. As they finished breakfast, Sam suggested they take a walk around the ranch. He wanted to show her the place she would call home for now. Evelyn agreed, eager to see more of her surroundings. She felt a connection to the land, a sense of possibility that had been missing in her life. They stepped outside, the morning sun warming the air. The ranch spread out before them, fields and pastures stretching to the horizon. The animals moved about, their presence a comforting reminder of life and routine. Evelyn watched them with interest, feeling a flicker of curiosity about ranch life. Sam led her around, pointing out the different areas of the ranch. He showed her the barn where the horses and cattle were kept. He talked about the daily work the care each animal required. Evelyn listened, intrigued by the simplicity and rhythm of it all. It felt like a world away from the chaos she had fled. As they walked, Sam shared a bit about himself. He spoke of his parents, who had built the ranch from the ground up. They had passed away a few years ago, leaving him to manage the place on his own. Evelyn sensed a quiet strength in him, a resilience she admired. Their walk ended back at the house, the sun climbing higher in the sky. Evelyn felt a sense of calm she hadn't expected. The ranch seemed to offer a sense of stability, something she desperately needed. She knew the road ahead would be challenging, but for the first time in a long while, she felt hopeful. Evelyn thanked Sam again, her voice filled with gratitude. She promised to help with the ranch work, eager to contribute in any way she could. Sam accepted her offer with a nod, glad for the company and the extra pair of hands. As they settled into a routine, Evelyn found herself embracing the simplicity of ranch life. The days were filled with work, but also with a sense of purpose. She felt herself growing stronger both in body and spirit. The fear that had once consumed her began to fade, replaced by a determination to rebuild her life. Evelyn knew she couldn't hide forever, but for now she was content to live each day as it came. She felt safe at the ranch, and the bond between her and Sam grew with each passing day. They worked side by side, a quiet understanding forming between them. The piece of paper Sam had found remained tucked away, a reminder of the past Evelyn was trying to leave behind. She knew she would have to face it eventually, but for now she was grateful for the present. The ranch was her refuge and Sam her unexpected ally. As the sun set on another day, Evelyn stood at the edge of the field, watching the colors fade from the sky. She felt a sense of peace, a newfound strength rising within her. She was ready to face whatever came next, armed with the knowledge that she was not alone. Evelyn woke up the next morning with the sun streaming through the window. The warmth on her face was a gentle reminder that she was safe, at least for now. The ranch was quiet and the sounds of the morning were soft and comforting. She took a moment to gather her thoughts, feeling the weight of recent days begin to lift. After dressing, Evelyn stepped into the hallway. The house had a simple charm and she felt a growing fondness for its plain walls and sturdy furniture. Each step she took felt more confident, as if she was slowly reclaiming a part of herself. She moved towards the kitchen, drawn by the aroma of coffee and freshly baked bread. Sam was already there, busy with breakfast. The kitchen was warm, filled with the smell of food and the promise of a new day. He looked up as she entered, nodding in greeting. There was a quiet understanding between them now, a shared routine that felt comfortable. Evelyn took a seat at the table where a plate was waiting for her. She thanked Sam, appreciating the simple kindness of the gesture. As they ate, the silence was easy, filled with the soft clinking of utensils and the rustle of the morning breeze through the open window. After breakfast, Evelyn helped Sam clean up. It felt good to move, to work with her hands. The chores were simple but satisfying, giving her a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in a long time. She found herself looking forward to the day's tasks, eager to contribute to the life they were building at the ranch. With the kitchen tidied, Sam suggested they check on the animals. Evelyn agreed, grateful for the chance to learn more about her new home. Together, they headed out to the barn, the sun warming their backs as they walked. The barn was lively, the animals greeting them with soft sounds and curious eyes. Evelyn watched as Sam moved among them with ease, his gentle touch calming the more skittish ones. She admired his quiet competence, the way he seemed to understand the needs of each creature. Evelyn followed his lead, doing her best to help where she could. She fed the chickens, their feathers soft under her hand. She filled the water troughs, the cool water splashing against her skin. Each task, though small, felt important, a part of the rhythm of life at the ranch. As they worked, Evelyn felt a growing sense of belonging. The ranch was becoming a refuge, a place where she could breathe and find herself again. The fear that had once gripped her was slowly fading, replaced by a determination to build something new. After tending to the animals, Sam suggested they take a break. They found a spot under a large tree, its shade a welcome relief from the midday sun. They sat in comfortable silence, the quiet of the ranch wrapping around them like a soft blanket. Evelyn felt the urge to share more of her story, to explain what had brought her to this point. She knew she could trust Sam, that he would listen without judgment. Taking a deep breath, she began to speak, her words slow but steady. She told him about the man she had fled, a man who had promised her a life of ease but had shown a darker side. She spoke of the fear that had driven her to run, the sense of betrayal when she had discovered his true nature. Her voice wavered at times, but she pushed through, determined to reclaim her narrative. Sam listened, his expression thoughtful. He didn't interrupt, letting her speak at her own pace. When she finished, he offered her a quiet reassurance, his words a balm to her troubled heart. He promised that she was safe at the ranch, that she had the time and space to heal. Evelyn felt a wave of gratitude, her heart lighter for having shared her burden. She knew there were still challenges ahead, but with Sam's support, she felt ready to face them. She thanked him for his kindness, for giving her a place to rest and rebuild. The afternoon passed in a blur of work and quiet conversation. Evelyn felt more at ease with each passing hour, the ranch becoming a sanctuary where she could breathe and grow. Sam was a steady presence, guiding her with patience and understanding. As the sun began to set, They finished the day's tasks and returned to the house. The evening air was cool, carrying the scent of grass and earth. Evelyn felt a sense of peace, the weight of her past slipping away with the setting sun. Inside, Sam prepared a simple dinner. They ate together, the kitchen warm and inviting. Evelyn felt a contentment she hadn't expected, a growing bond with the man who had offered her refuge. She realized she was no longer just surviving. She was beginning to live. After dinner, they sat by the fire, the soft glow filling the room. The quiet was comfortable, their shared presence a reminder that they were not alone. Evelyn felt a sense of hope, a belief that she could find happiness and freedom here. As the fire crackled softly, Sam spoke of the future, of plans for the ranch and the life they could build. Evelyn listened, her heart swelling with possibility. She knew there was still much to do, but for the first time, she felt ready to embrace whatever came next. The night deepened, stars appearing in the sky above. Evelyn felt a sense of wonder, a connection to the world that was new and exciting. She realized that she had found more than just shelter at the ranch. She had found a chance to start over. As she prepared for bed, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of gratitude for the kindness and support she had received. She knew the road ahead would not be easy, but with Sam by her side, she felt ready to face it. Lying in bed, Evelyn closed her eyes, letting the quiet of the ranch lull her to sleep. She knew there would be challenges, but she was no longer afraid. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn awoke the next morning feeling refreshed and hopeful. She had started to feel more at home on the ranch, and the sense of safety it provided was comforting. However, the past still lingered like a shadow, and she knew there were unresolved issues she had to face. She dressed quickly, eager to begin the day's work. The sun was still low in the sky as Evelyn made her way to the kitchen. Sam was already there, sipping coffee and looking over a list of chores for the day. He greeted her with a nod, offering a warm smile that reassured her. Evelyn poured herself a cup of coffee, the warmth spreading through her hands and waking her senses. They shared a simple breakfast, the routine now familiar and comforting. Evelyn felt grateful for the stability and kindness Sam offered. As they finished eating, Sam suggested they focus on repairing the fence in the north field. Evelyn agreed, eager to help and learn more about the workings of the ranch. As they gathered supplies and headed out, the sound of birds filled the air, and the morning sun cast a golden glow over the fields. Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a growing connection to the land and the life she was building here. The ranch was becoming a sanctuary, a place where she could heal and grow. They worked side by side, their movements synchronized as they repaired the fence. Sam showed her how to hammer the nails and measure the posts, his patience and guidance helping her feel capable and strong. Evelyn appreciated the physical labor, the way it cleared her mind and focused her energy. As they worked, Evelyn felt the urge to talk about her plans. She wanted to be open with Sam, to share her thoughts and hopes for the future. She spoke of her desire to stay at the ranch at least for a while, to learn and contribute. Sam listened, nodding in agreement, his support unwavering. Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of a horse approaching. Evelyn's heart skipped a beat, fear gripping her chest. She turned to see a stranger riding up the path, his polished appearance and confident demeanor setting her on edge. The man wore a suit, his eyes sharp and calculating as he dismounted. Sam stepped forward, his body tense but calm. He greeted the man, his voice steady and polite. The stranger introduced himself as Mr. Thompson, claiming to be seeking a young woman named Evelyn. He spoke with authority, his words carrying an undertone of threat. Evelyn's instincts screamed to hide, but she stood her ground, relying on Sam's presence for strength. She watched as the men exchanged words, her heart pounding in her chest. Mr. Thompson insisted that Evelyn owed a debt and must return to fulfill her promise. His smile was unsettling, a mask for the menace beneath. Sam remained firm, his stance protective. He denied any knowledge of Evelyn's whereabouts, his loyalty clear. Mr. Thompson's eyes narrowed, frustration flickering across his features. He pressed further, trying to intimidate Sam, but the rancher held his ground. Evelyn's fear began to turn to anger, a fire igniting within her. She was tired of being hunted, of living in fear. She stepped forward, her voice clear and strong. She declared that she was not the woman Mr. Thompson sought, that she owed him nothing. Her words were a declaration of independence, a refusal to be controlled any longer. Mr. Thompson's expression darkened, his facade slipping for a moment. He realized he would not get what he wanted today. With a final, thinly veiled threat, he mounted his horse and rode away, dust trailing behind him. Evelyn watched him go, relief flooding her veins but tension still in her shoulders. Sam turned to her, his gaze steady and reassuring. He promised her safety, his words a vow of protection. Evelyn felt a wave of gratitude, her heart swelling with appreciation for the man who had become her ally. She knew the danger wasn't over, but she felt stronger, more determined to reclaim her life. They returned to their work, the tension slowly dissipating as they focused on the task at hand. Evelyn felt a sense of empowerment, a belief that she could face the challenges ahead. The ranch had given her a new beginning, and she was ready to fight for it. As the day wore on, Evelyn found herself reflecting on the encounter with Mr. Thompson. She realized that she had finally stood up for herself, that she had taken a step towards freedom. The fear that had once paralyzed her was fading, replaced by a growing confidence. Sam's presence was a constant source of comfort, his strength and support helping her find her own. They worked in harmony, the bond between them growing stronger with each shared task. Evelyn felt a sense of belonging, a connection to the ranch and to Sam that was deepening with each passing day. When the sun began to set, they returned to the house, weary but satisfied with their work. The evening air was cool, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves. Evelyn felt a sense of peace, the weight of the past lifting with each step. Inside, they prepared a simple dinner, the kitchen filled with the comforting aromas of home-cooked food. As they ate, Evelyn felt a sense of gratitude for the life she was building, for the chance to start anew. She knew there would still be challenges, but she was no longer afraid. After dinner, they sat by the fire, the warmth and light a comforting embrace. Evelyn spoke of her dreams for the future, of the life she hoped to create. Sam listened, his support unwavering, his presence a reminder that she was not alone. As the fire crackled softly, Evelyn felt a sense of hope, a belief that she could find happiness and freedom here. The ranch had given her a chance to heal, to grow into the person she wanted to be. She knew there would be more battles to fight, but she felt ready to face them. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn awoke to the soft light of dawn filtering through her window. The events of the previous day lingered in her mind, but they no longer felt overwhelming. Instead, they fueled a newfound resolve within her. She had stood her ground against Mr. Thompson, and that small victory ignited a fire in her. She knew she had the strength to fight for her freedom. As she dressed, Evelyn thought about Sam and the quiet strength he had shown. His support had been unwavering, and she felt grateful for his presence in her life. She made her way to the kitchen, where the comforting aroma of coffee greeted her. Sam was already there, preparing breakfast with his usual calm demeanor. Evelyn joined him at the table, the morning routine a grounding force in her life. They ate in companionable silence, the bond between them growing stronger with each shared meal. Evelyn appreciated the stability and peace the ranch provided, her gratitude for Sam's kindness deepening with each passing day. After breakfast, Sam suggested they spend the day mending the fences in the south field. Evelyn agreed, eager to keep busy and focus her energy on something productive. She found comfort in the physical labor, the rhythm of work helping to clear her mind. As they gathered their tools and headed out, the sun rose higher in the sky, casting a warm glow over the landscape. Evelyn felt a sense of peace as they walked, her anxiety from the previous day fading with each step. The ranch was becoming a sanctuary, a place where she could heal and find herself. They worked side by side, the sound of hammers and nails punctuating the quiet of the morning. Evelyn found herself enjoying the simplicity of the task, the satisfaction of seeing their progress unfold before her eyes. Sam's presence was steady and reassuring, his quiet strength a constant source of comfort. As they worked, Sam spoke about the future, his voice calm and thoughtful. He talked about his plans for the ranch, the improvements he hoped to make. Evelyn listened, her heart swelling with hope and possibility. She realized she wanted to be a part of that future, to contribute to the life they were building together. With the morning's work completed, they took a break, sitting under the shade of a large tree. Evelyn felt the urge to express her gratitude, her heart full of appreciation for all that Sam had done for her. She thanked him for his kindness, for offering her refuge and support. Sam nodded, his expression warm and sincere. He told her he was glad to have her at the ranch, that her presence had brought new life to the place. Evelyn felt a surge of emotion, her heart swelling with a sense of belonging she hadn't felt in a long time. As they sat together, Sam broached a subject that had been on his mind. He suggested they consider a marriage of convenience, a way to protect Evelyn from those who might come looking for her. His voice was gentle, his intentions clear. It would be a practical arrangement, a way to ensure her safety. Evelyn felt a mix of emotions at his proposal. She understood the logic behind it, the protection it would offer. But she also felt a twinge of fear, a hesitation to bind herself to anyone after all she had been through. She needed time to think, to weigh her options and decide what was best for her. Sam reassured her that there was no rush, that she had the freedom to choose. He promised her independence, the ability to leave whenever she wished. His words were a comfort, a reminder that she was in control of her own destiny. Evelyn appreciated his understanding, his respect for her autonomy. The afternoon was spent tending to the animals, the routine of ranch life offering a sense of normalcy. Evelyn found herself growing more confident with each passing day, her skills improving under Sam's guidance. The ranch was becoming a place of growth and transformation, a place where she could rebuild her life. As the sun began to set, they returned to the house, weary but content with the day's work. The evening air was cool, the sky painted in hues of pink and orange. Evelyn felt a sense of peace as they walked, the beauty of the landscape a balm to her soul. Inside, they prepared a simple dinner, the kitchen filled with the comforting aromas of home-cooked food. As they ate, Evelyn felt a sense of gratitude for the life she was building, for the chance to start anew. She knew there would still be challenges, but she was no longer afraid. After dinner, they sat by the fire, the warmth and light a comforting embrace. Evelyn spoke of her dreams for the future, of the life she hoped to create. Sam listened, his support unwavering, his presence a reminder that she was not alone. As the fire crackled softly, Evelyn felt a sense of hope, a belief that she could find happiness and freedom here. The ranch had given her a chance to heal, to grow into the person she wanted to be. She knew there would be more battles to fight, but she felt ready to face them. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn woke up to the sound of birds singing outside her window. The morning light filtered softly into the room, bringing with it a sense of calm. Each new day felt like a fresh start, a chance to continue building the life she wanted. She dressed quickly, eager to face whatever the day might bring. In the kitchen, Sam was already making breakfast. The familiar scent of coffee and toast filled the air, wrapping around Evelyn like a warm hug. She greeted Sam with a nod, grateful for the routine that had become a source of stability in her life. They shared their meal in comfortable silence, the soft clinks of cutlery the only sound. Evelyn felt at peace, her heart full of gratitude for the refuge and friendship Sam had given her. She knew she had found something special at the ranch, a place where she could heal and grow. After breakfast, they set out to tend to the animals. The morning was bright and crisp, the sky a clear blue. Evelyn felt invigorated by the work, the physical tasks grounding her and helping her focus. She moved with purpose, her confidence growing with each day she spent at the ranch. As they worked, Sam mentioned a letter he had found among her belongings. He hesitated to bring it up, not wanting to intrude on her privacy, but he sensed it might be important. Evelyn felt a jolt of curiosity mixed with apprehension. She had not noticed the letter before and wondered what it might contain. After finishing their chores, they returned to the house. Sam handed her the letter, its edges worn and slightly crumpled. Evelyn's heart raced as she unfolded the paper, unsure of what she might find. The handwriting was unfamiliar, and she read the words with growing intrigue. The letter was from the woman who was supposed to marry the man Evelyn had fled. It was a warning filled with details about his true nature and intentions. The real bride had backed out at the last moment, fearing for her safety after discovering his deceit. The letter confirmed what Evelyn had suspected, that she had escaped a dangerous situation. Evelyn's hands trembled slightly as she finished reading. The revelation was both shocking and validating. She felt a rush of relief, knowing she had made the right decision to run. The fear that had lingered in the back of her mind began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of empowerment. She shared the contents of the letter with Sam, her voice steady despite the emotions swirling within her. Sam listened intently, his expression thoughtful and concerned. He assured her that she had done the right thing, that her instincts had saved her from a potentially harmful fate. The letter also strengthened Evelyn's resolve to build a new life, free from the shadows of her past. She felt a renewed determination to reclaim her identity and forge a path that was truly her own. The ranch had given her the space to heal, and now it was time to look forward. That afternoon, Evelyn and Sam worked together in the garden, planting seeds and tending to the soil. The simple act of nurturing the land was therapeutic, a reminder of the growth and renewal happening within herself. She felt connected to the earth, to the cycle of life and change. As they worked, Evelyn spoke of her plans for the future. She wanted to learn more about ranching, to become a true partner in the life they were building. She felt a deep sense of belonging at the ranch, a place where she could be herself without fear or judgment. Sam encouraged her ambitions, offering to teach her everything he knew. His support and guidance had been invaluable, and Evelyn felt grateful for the bond they had formed. Together, they were creating a life filled with purpose and hope. As the sun began to set, they finished their work and returned to the house. The evening air was cool, the sky painted in soft shades of pink and orange. Evelyn felt a sense of peace as they walked, the beauty of the landscape a reflection of the changes happening within her. Inside, they prepared a simple dinner, the kitchen warm and inviting. As they ate, Evelyn felt a deep sense of contentment, the weight of her past finally lifting. She knew there would still be challenges, but she was no longer afraid. She had found strength in herself and in the support of those around her. After dinner, they sat by the fire, the warmth and light a comforting embrace. Evelyn felt a sense of gratitude for the life she was building, for the chance to start anew. She spoke of her dreams and hopes, her voice filled with a newfound confidence. Sam listened, his support unwavering, his presence a reminder that she was not alone. The ranch had given her a chance to heal, to grow into the person she wanted to be. She knew there would be more battles to fight, but she felt ready to face them. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn awoke to another bright morning at the ranch. Each day brought new energy, and she felt stronger with every sunrise. Her mind drifted back to the letter, the confirmation that she had escaped a dangerous situation. It had given her clarity and resolve, allowing her to focus on the future she wanted to build. After getting dressed, Evelyn joined Sam in the kitchen. The morning routine was a comforting ritual, the aroma of coffee and breakfast filling the air. She greeted Sam with a smile, grateful for his steady presence. They shared their meal in quiet companionship, the bond between them growing deeper with each passing day. Once breakfast was done, they set out to tend to the chores. The work was hard but satisfying, and Evelyn found joy in the steady rhythm of ranch life. As they worked, she felt a sense of purpose and belonging, a connection to the land and to Sam that was becoming a cornerstone of her new life. The day passed peacefully, the sun climbing high in the sky. Evelyn and Sam were in the barn, taking care of the horses when the sound of approaching riders caught their attention. Evelyn felt a pang of anxiety, a shadow of her past fears creeping in. She exchanged a glance with Sam, who nodded reassuringly. They stepped outside to see a group of men on horseback led by Mr. Thompson. His polished demeanor was unchanged, but there was a new intensity in his eyes. He dismounted, his gaze fixed on Evelyn. She felt a chill run down her spine but stood her ground, bolstered by Sam's presence beside her. Mr. Thompson approached with a confident stride, his men flanking him. He demanded that Evelyn return with him, claiming she had unfinished business to settle. His voice was smooth, but there was a threat beneath his words, a reminder of the power he believed he held over her. Evelyn felt her fear begin to transform into anger. She had come too far to be dragged back into a life she had escaped. She met Mr. Thompson's gaze, her voice steady as she declared her independence. She told him she owed him nothing and would not be going anywhere with him. Sam stepped forward, his stance protective and firm. He told Mr. Thompson that Evelyn was under his care and that he would not allow anyone to take her against her will. His words were calm but carried a weight of determination that could not be ignored. The standoff was tense, the air heavy with anticipation. Mr. Thompson's expression darkened, frustration evident in his eyes. He looked at his men, who shifted uneasily, unsure of how to proceed. Evelyn felt a surge of courage, her resolve solidified by Sam's unwavering support. Mr. Thompson tried once more to assert his authority, but Evelyn interrupted him. She spoke of the letter she had received, the warning that had opened her eyes to his true nature. She told him she was not afraid, that she had found a new life and would not return to the shadows of her past. Her words hung in the air, a declaration of independence that could not be ignored. The men shifted again, their confidence wavering in the face of Evelyn's certainty. Mr. Thompson realized he was losing control of the situation, his grip on power slipping away. With a final, frustrated glance, Mr. Thompson signaled to his men to retreat. Evelyn watched as they mounted their horses, a mixture of relief and triumph flooding her veins. She had stood her ground and won, and the victory was sweeter than she could have imagined. As the dust settled, Sam turned to Evelyn, his gaze filled with pride and admiration. He told her she had been brave, that she had taken back her power in a way that few could. Evelyn felt a swell of gratitude for his support, his belief in her strength unwavering. They returned to their tasks, the tension of the encounter slowly dissipating. Evelyn felt lighter, the weight of her past lifting with each step. She knew there might still be challenges ahead, but she no longer felt afraid. She had faced her fears and emerged stronger for it. As the sun began to set, they finished their work and headed back to the house. The evening air was cool, carrying the promise of a peaceful night. Evelyn felt a deep sense of contentment, the ranch becoming more of a home with each passing day. Inside, they prepared dinner together, the kitchen warm and inviting. As they ate, Evelyn felt a sense of accomplishment, a belief that she could overcome any obstacle in her path. She knew she was not alone, that Sam would be there to support her no matter what. After dinner, they sat by the fire, the warmth and light a comforting embrace. Evelyn spoke of her dreams and hopes, her voice filled with confidence and determination. Sam listened, his support unwavering, his presence a reminder that she was not alone. As the fire crackled softly, Evelyn felt a sense of hope, a belief that she could find happiness and freedom here. The ranch had given her a chance to heal, to grow into the person she wanted to be. She knew there would be more battles to fight, but she felt ready to face them. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn awoke to a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. The encounter with Mr. Thompson the day before had been empowering. She had faced her fears and come out stronger. The knowledge that she had taken a stand for herself filled her with a quiet confidence. She knew it was time to take further steps to secure her future. After dressing, Evelyn joined Sam in the kitchen. The morning ritual of coffee and breakfast was soothing, a reminder of the stability she now had. She thanked Sam for his unwavering support, his presence a constant reassurance. He smiled, saying he was glad to help. His belief in her had been a cornerstone in her journey toward freedom. As they ate, Evelyn shared her plan. She wanted to write to the authorities to report the deceit and danger Mr. Thompson represented. It was a risk, but she felt it was necessary to protect herself and others. Sam agreed, encouraging her to take action. He offered to help her draft the letter, his steady guidance a comfort. After breakfast, they gathered paper and pen. Evelyn sat at the table, her thoughts focused and clear. She wrote of her experiences, detailing the lies and manipulation she had uncovered. Each word was a step toward reclaiming her life, a declaration of independence from her past. Sam sat beside her, offering advice and support. His presence gave her strength, the knowledge that she wasn't alone in this fight. Together, they crafted a letter that was both honest and compelling, a testament to Evelyn's courage and determination. With the letter complete, they set out to the nearest post office. The journey was quiet, the landscape passing by in a blur of green and gold. Evelyn felt a mix of nervousness and excitement, knowing that this was a pivotal moment in her journey. She was taking control of her destiny, crafting a future on her own terms. At the post office, Evelyn handed the letter to the clerk, her heart pounding with anticipation. The simple act of sending the letter felt monumental, a definitive step toward freedom. She knew it might take time for her claims to be investigated, but she felt a sense of relief knowing she had done her part. On the way back to the ranch, Evelyn reflected on how far she had come. The fear that had once controlled her life was fading, replaced by a growing sense of empowerment. The ranch had become a place of healing, a sanctuary where she could rebuild her life. And Sam had been there every step of the way, his support unwavering. Back at the ranch, they returned to their daily chores. The work was familiar and grounding, a reminder of the life they were building together. Evelyn felt at peace as she tended to the animals, the rhythm of ranch life a soothing balm to her soul. As they worked, Evelyn discovered a new passion for the tasks at hand. She found joy in the simple act of caring for the animals, in nurturing the land that had become her home. Each day was a chance to learn and grow, to become more connected to the world around her. The afternoon sun was warm on their backs as they worked in the garden, planting seeds and tending to the soil. Evelyn felt a sense of satisfaction as she watched the plants grow, a reflection of her own journey of growth and transformation. She realized she was no longer running from her past, she was choosing her path forward. As the sun began to set, they finished their work and headed back to the house. The evening air was cool, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves. Evelyn felt a deep sense of contentment, the ranch becoming more of a home with each passing day. Inside, they prepared dinner together, the kitchen filled with the comforting aromas of home-cooked food. As they ate, Evelyn felt a sense of gratitude for the life she was building, for the chance to start anew. She knew there would still be challenges, but she was no longer afraid. After dinner, they sat by the fire, the warmth and light a comforting embrace. Evelyn spoke of her dreams and hopes, her voice filled with confidence and determination. Sam listened, his support unwavering, his presence a reminder that she was not alone. As the fire crackled softly, Evelyn felt a sense of hope, a belief that she could find happiness and freedom here. The ranch had given her a chance to heal, to grow into the person she wanted to be. She knew there would be more battles to fight, but she felt ready to face them. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn awoke to a morning filled with promise. The sun had just begun to rise, painting the sky with soft hues. She felt a sense of anticipation, a feeling that change was in the air. The letter she had sent was a step toward justice, and she hoped it would bring an end to the shadows of her past. Sam was already in the kitchen, preparing breakfast. Evelyn joined him, the familiar routine grounding her. They shared their meal, the silence between them comfortable and warm. Evelyn felt grateful for Sam's presence, his quiet support a constant source of strength. After breakfast, they headed out to the fields. The chores were familiar, the work a steady rhythm that anchored Evelyn's day. She found joy in the simple tasks, the connection to the land deepening with each passing day. The ranch had become her sanctuary, a place where she could be herself. As they worked, Evelyn felt a growing sense of purpose. She was not just surviving, she was thriving. The fear that had once overshadowed her life was fading, replaced by a sense of empowerment. She was building a future, one step at a time. Later that day, a letter arrived from the authorities. Evelyn's heart raced as she opened it, hope and anxiety mingling in her chest. The letter confirmed that an investigation was underway, that her claims were being taken seriously. The news brought a sense of relief, a belief that justice might finally be within reach. Evelyn shared the letter with Sam, her voice filled with emotion. He listened, his expression thoughtful and supportive. He congratulated her on her courage, his words a balm to her spirit. Evelyn felt a surge of gratitude, her heart swelling with appreciation for the man who had stood by her side. The news spread through the small community, the townspeople taking notice of Evelyn's bravery. The whispers of doubt that had once followed her began to fade, replaced by a growing respect. Evelyn felt a sense of acceptance, a belief that she was becoming a part of the community. To celebrate, Evelyn and Sam decided to host a gathering at the ranch. They invited neighbors and friends, eager to share their joy and gratitude. The preparations were a flurry of activity, the house filled with laughter and the aroma of cooking food. On the day of the gathering, the ranch buzzed with excitement. People arrived with smiles and warm greetings, the air filled with a sense of camaraderie. Evelyn felt a deep sense of belonging, her heart full of gratitude for the support she had received. As the sun set, the gathering moved outdoors. The guests mingled, sharing stories and laughter under the stars. Evelyn watched the scene with a sense of wonder, amazed at how far she had come. She realized she had found more than just a home at the ranch, she had found a community. During the gathering, Sam raised a toast to Evelyn, his words filled with pride and admiration. He spoke of her courage and resilience, her journey from fear to freedom. Evelyn felt a rush of emotion, her heart full of love for the man who had become her partner in this new life. As the evening wore on, Evelyn reflected on her journey. She had faced her fears and emerged stronger, her past no longer holding power over her. The future was bright and filled with possibility, a testament to the strength she had found within herself. The gathering ended with laughter and promises to meet again. As the guests left, Evelyn felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She knew there would still be challenges, but she was no longer afraid. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. After everyone had gone, Evelyn and Sam stood together under the stars. The night was quiet, the ranch peaceful and serene. Evelyn felt a sense of hope, a belief that she could overcome any challenges that lay ahead. She had found a home, a community, and a partner in Sam. As they walked back to the house, Evelyn felt a deep sense of gratitude. The ranch had given her a chance to heal, to grow into the person she wanted to be. She knew there would be more battles to fight, but she felt ready to face them. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free. Evelyn awoke to a bright, clear morning. The light streaming through her window brought with it a sense of renewal. She felt a deep sense of peace and satisfaction, knowing that she had come a long way from the fearful days of her past. The ranch was not just a place of refuge. It had become her home. As she dressed, Evelyn thought about the journey that had brought her here. She had faced her fears, reclaimed her identity, and built a new life. The past no longer held power over her. Instead, it served as a reminder of her strength and resilience. In the kitchen, Sam was already making breakfast. The familiar routine was comforting, a reminder of the stability they had created together. Evelyn joined him, the sound of sizzling eggs and the aroma of fresh coffee filling the air. They shared their meal, the silence between them easy and warm. After breakfast, they headed out to the fields. The sun was warm on their backs as they worked, the chores a steady rhythm that anchored Evelyn's day. She found joy in the simple tasks, the connection to the land deepening with each passing day. As they worked, Sam spoke of plans to expand the ranch. He talked about planting more crops and raising more animals, his voice filled with excitement and hope. Evelyn listened with interest, eager to contribute to the future they were building together. The idea of expansion filled Evelyn with a sense of possibility. She imagined the ranch growing, becoming a thriving community where people could find the same refuge and renewal she had. The thought excited her, sparking new dreams and ambitions. Later that day, Evelyn sat down to write a letter. She wanted to thank the real bride who had unknowingly set her on this path. The woman's decision to back out of the marriage had been a turning point, one that had led Evelyn to the life she now cherished. In the letter, Evelyn expressed her gratitude, sharing the story of her journey from fear to freedom. She spoke of the ranch, the community she had found, and the hope that now filled her days. She ended the letter with a simple message: "We are both free now." With the letter finished, Evelyn felt a sense of closure. She had come full circle, her past no longer a shadow but a stepping stone to her future. The act of writing the letter was a final release, a way to acknowledge the journey and embrace the life she had chosen. As the day wore on, Evelyn and Sam continued their work on the ranch. The sun began to set, painting the sky with vibrant colors. Evelyn felt a sense of peace as she watched the horizon, the beauty of the landscape a reflection of the changes within her. That evening, as they sat by the fire, Evelyn spoke of her dreams for the future. She and Sam talked of expanding the ranch, of building a life filled with love and resilience. The conversation was filled with laughter and hope, a testament to the bond they had formed. Evelyn realized that while she had once been lost, she had found more than just a home. She had found a partner in Sam, someone who believed in her and supported her dreams. Their journey together had been one of growth and transformation, a path that led to a future filled with promise. As the fire crackled softly, Evelyn felt a deep sense of contentment. She knew there would still be challenges ahead, but she was no longer afraid. She had found her place in the world, a place where she could be herself and build the life she wanted. Lying in bed that night, Evelyn reflected on the journey that had brought her here. She felt a sense of pride in her strength, in her ability to stand up for herself and take control of her life. The ranch was a refuge, but it was also a place of growth and transformation. As she drifted off to sleep, Evelyn felt a sense of peace, a belief that she could overcome the challenges ahead. She had found a place where she could belong, a place where she could be herself. And for the first time in a long while, she felt truly free, ready to embrace the future with open arms. If you loved the story, like the video and subscribe.